'em up, lay it down just like Matt Amari.
Wrestling Kickback's gonna make you sorry.
Feeling like The Rock cause I'm driving in Ferraris. And we coming every weekend, it's feeling like a party. Moolah Ric Flair, showing out like Bianca Belair, Best podcast, flush it in the air, From the rings and we win it, don't care, No cap. Throw 'em up, lay it down just like Matt Amari.
Wrestling Kickback's gonna make you sorry.
Feeling like The Rock cause I'm driving in Ferraris. And we coming every weekend, it's feeling like a party.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Wrestling Kickback podcast, where we relax and chop it up about wrestling. It's our party. We can do whatever we want. And with me, as always, is my co-host, my tag team partner, Mr. Matt Scott. Matt, how are you?
I'm here. Happy to be here. We're just chopping it up, doing whatever we want, putting our feet up, relaxing. Look at us. Wow. Yeah. Where did you come up with all that?
I mean, that is the Wrestling Kickback motto now, you know?
Hey, I'm on board. I'm on board.
Exactly.
It's our party. Look at us.
And we are live today talking about the fallout from Wrestlemania and the road to Backlash, because we're 1 week away from WWE Backlash, and we're glad to be back. Again, thank you for everyone who rides with us. Shout out definitely to the Job Hazard Squadcast Facebook group who put up with our ridiculous shenanigans. I don't know.
Never mind. I'm not going to throw you under the bus. Yeah, they do.
Whatever. They knew what we was getting up to, and they should know why we didn't make it last week. So it's fine.
Yeah,
it's an if you know, you know type of thing.
Yeah, you need to be in the Job as a Squadcast group, because I posted a video of Mari emphatically announcing that we would we're going live tomorrow at 10 a.m. while we were 2 margaritas in, 5 to 6 more to go.
Yeah,
and needless to say, it didn't work out. But
that was our hubris talking.
I know. I really thought about it, and the video was up. Like, I let people know, like, we won't make it, and then I just went and I deleted the video because I was like, I don't need this dark stain on our record.
It was fun. Like it was. We had fun. I had too much fun. I'll admit it. I didn't make it. I was not going to make it the next day.
It's so funny though, because you had like legitimately 7 margaritas or something like that. I probably had like 5.
Boo.
Which is like, yeah, no, I did not consume all of my margaritas. They weren't all created equal. What's it called? The Margarita March?
Yeah, we went to the Margarita March. And,
check it out if you're ever in DC in April.
Late April.
We did it. May or may not do it again. We'll see.
Exactly. Yeah. But more like what's the cop? We're too old for this. Anyway.
Yeah. Do you mean like just when they pull me in, like keep pulling or so?
No. From what was not Beverly Hills, Cop.
I wouldn't know.
The one with Mel Gibson. I don't know.
Anyway, Mel Gibson.
That was bad.
We don't talk.
But anyways, we are here today. That's all that matters. We are here today, as promised, over on the Recap Kickback YouTube page. So make sure you're subscribed by going to youtube.com/@recapkickback in order to get notified every time we go live. Please rate, review, and subscribe. Hit the like button. That's how more people find us. We gotta defeat this algorithm. You know, people gotta find us, and it's really hard on YouTube. So please, and we do read all of your comments. And we absolutely love talking to you guys. You can also find the Wrestling Kickback over on Blue Sky, at Wrestling Kickback on Blue Sky.
You're there.
Yeah, we're still in the bad place as well, I believe. Matt?
technically, but who's
Technically.
really there? Come on.
Who's
Not
really there?
really.
Yes, yeah,
Yeah.
we're over there. But yes, and if you subscribe to Recap Kickback, you'll also get other wonderful podcasts, such as myself and Kirsten McKinnis. This past week, we dropped the book club kickback. Yes, we
Mhm.
like to throw themed kickbacks over here. So
Books.
yes, me and Kirsten talked about Onyx Storm, the third book in the Empyrean series. We did a review on the book, and we went into fan theories and wild speculation. It was so much fun, and
Wow.
we've gotten a lot of really good feedback for that. So, but if you want more book club content, you got to show us love. So you got to go and watch it. You got to hit the like button, all of that. Again, we got to get our stuff out there. So we appreciate you every time you just interact with the post. But
Yeah.
if you read the book or you did it, me and Kirsten cutting up, it was so fun.
That's the part that I feel like people are really in it for. Like, it's
Mhm,
up, it's the fun, it's the shenanigans. Mari, the other
mhm,
day on Thursday night, I was moderating a panel for work,
mhm,
and it was like a panel of just all Black people talking about some stuff.
mhm.
And we were asked a question that was like, how do you unwind? And I was like, you know what? I unwind by watching trash TV. And then I stepped back and I took it back and I was like, no, it's not trash. I love my reality TV and my scripted TV. But then
Mhm.
I mentioned Beauty in Black, which you could find us talking about in Recap Kickback. And I
Yes,
profusely told people, please don't watch it, but listen to us podcast about it because we're great.
yes,
It's a lot of fun. So yeah, check it out.
exactly.
It's I get a lot of joy just hearing really cool people laughing and cutting it up. So check it out on Recap Kickback, but not right now. Check us out right now.
Right this very second.
Comment, leave questions, all the other things. Thanks to anyone who's tuning in live or after the fact.
Yes, exactly. Also over on Recap Kickback, Chappelle and Chantel Francis are talking about Netflix's Pop the Balloon iteration. It's
Ugh.
fun. Yes, it's fun listening to them talk about it.
Yeah.
That's for sure.
That's
Chappelle
the
and
point
Gia.
though. Like I heard it's really not a great show though in itself. Just like what I've heard is that it's like an overproduced version of the YouTube thing.
Yeah,
They probably spend way more money than they need to doing it, and yeah,
too.
just keep it simple.
I honestly don't know if it's too much money or not enough money, but all I
Ooh,
know is I knew of Pop the Balloon before the
yeah.
Netflix one. I watched the Netflix one and said, "Wow, this is bad." And then people were like, "You got to watch the original in order to know how bad the Netflix one was." So I went and watched the original, and now I'm literally just watching the original. So
Uh-huh.
honestly, for those creators, shout out to those creators. I think it's getting more eyes on their original content because they're still dropping new episodes on the YouTube. So
Yeah, it is
mhm.
kind of funny though because it just points to. I know we're not here to talk about
I was about to say they're
about the
like,
pop the
where is the
balloon.
wrestling?
But I just feel like it points to this thing that we see on TV or on TV, but also streaming, where they're like, oh, they have a ton of followers on Instagram or on YouTube. Like, let's them make it a show. And it's like
Right.
sometimes the originals even better. But you know what?
Exactly.
I'm sure we wouldn't have Chantel and Chappelle talking about it if it was just the YouTube version. So I am
Exactly.
thankful. I'm thankful that that we're making content and that Chappelle and Chantel have jobs.
And yes, and finally, Chappelle's other job, him and Gia just wrapped up coverage of Abbott Elementary season 4. I believe the finale literally just dropped. So again, Recap Kickback, we are covering so many things. So please go and support. You can go to recapkickback.com in order to subscribe, to listen wherever you get your podcasts. And of course, like we said, on YouTube. Okay, so house cleaning is over. Let's get into the wrestling, shall we?
Yeah, get messy.
Yes.
Let's get down and dirty. Let's do it. I will say one thing, Mari, that I didn't mention
Mhm.
before we started. I actually went to a wrestling show last night.
Oh,
It's called Luch. Like it was not a good show.
oh.
It was a lot of like long intermission, long breaks that didn't need to be there. But it's
Oh.
something called like Lucha Libre promotions or something. They typically only do shows around like Cinco de Mayo, which, or
Oh,
at least
okay.
that's when I've seen it. But yeah,
Mhm.
like here in DC at this place called Hook Hall, it was cute. You know, it was some wrestling, it was some lucha.
All right, it was some wrestler.
I
Got you.
just
I
need to
got you.
mention it. I'm not plugging it, but yeah, they had some fun wrestlers I'd never heard of and will maybe never hear of again, but it's all good.
Mm-hmm. So and that's great. You always
Now
support
back
your
to
live and local
yes.
wrestling. You should always do that, independent wrestlers.
Mhm.
But we do have to talk about some kind of sad news. That definitely WWE did their round of releases again
WrestleMania.
just yesterday. And man, oh man, this list really, like, oh my god, this one hit hard. So um
Mhm.
biggest headlines, I guess, is Dakota Kai and Shayna Baszler were released.
Oof.
This comes right after Dakota like publicly was like, I'm not injured. The WWE is not doing anything with me.
Damn.
Yeah, also on the release was Braun Strowman, Caden
Hate to
Carter.
see you go. No, I can't even do hate to see you go, but love. It's more like,
Yeah,
thank you for
we're
your
not
service.
exactly well on your future endeavors. We never
Best
like
of
to see
luck.
people lose their jobs. Like
No,
we never like that. But also, yeah.
we
So
sometimes.
Kaden no, Kaden Carter and Katana Chance were released as well. We
Yeah.
also
Oh,
got
we'll go through some of this. Yeah.
from
Who's in
NXT
NXT?
from NXT we got Gigi Dolan, Cora
Mhm.
Jade, Gallus, and what hit me really, Jakara Jackson and Ora
Yeah.
Minsta, who like they literally just broke up Metaphor, and we realized it's because they got rid of half of them. I really cannot believe, like, I really want to know why Jakara was released, because she's like homegrown talent. Her and Lash are homegrown talent that were really getting over with the audience. So I don't understand
Mhm.
that one. Eddie Thorpe, I think that was
Yeah.
our
Indigenous.
indigenous wrestler. Yeah, Javier Bernal and Riley Osborne. I think was Riley a part of Chase U? I'm not sure, but yeah. So very unfortunate round of releases. Again, I never like to see people lose their jobs or anything like that. But um Matt, for you, I guess who was the most shocking release for you? Or
Shocking is a good question, because we even have Joseph in the chat. Thanks for joining us, Joseph. The main roster names weren't
yes,
that
shout out
surprising.
Joseph.
They weren't really doing much with it. I think Dakota was getting ahead of that with a post on Monday on social media.
Makes sense.
For me, I mean, none of it feels that shocking. Like I
Right.
was watching, I'll just break it down. Like I was watching a video on YouTube like 2 or 3 weeks ago from a fan who was talking about like failed WWE returns, and he gave all these historical examples, and then he gave Braun Strowman as an example, and he's like, I don't know how it'll pan out, but I just think it's gonna be a flop. And of course, Braun's now released, unfortunately for him. Dakota Kai is the one that I am most affected by, I would say,
Mm,
just because I feel like she's so talented. Like she was so
very.
amazing in NXT. Her looks are amazing. She has like incredible fan support.
Mhm.
But like this is the thing that I feel like anyone, and honestly, the person who proved this for me was Dana Brooke, aka Ash by Elegance, when she was released. That anyone who still wants to keep doing it could find a spot to do it. Like wrestling's in a
Yeah,
good spot, it's
it
booming.
is.
And sometimes, like in the case of Dakota, for instance, you could go away, have a great run maybe at AEW, for instance, or in Japan, and maybe you come back to WWE, maybe you thrive outside of it. But I'm not too worried for these people, but it's just a shame always to see so many folks let go, because so much of it is also like women's tag team people. I mean, look at
Yeah.
Dakota, Shayna, Kaden, and Katana, who never got a team name, Gigi
Mhm.
Dolan, Jakara Jackson. Like they really just cut straight through that mid card women's tag group of people. So
Exactly. And Shayna gets released after, Sonya Deville was released a few weeks ago. And we don't know how much of this is people asking to be released versus, them being released,
versus
and
like contracts expiring and them not
right.
renewing it, which also isn't great, but that affects like whether or not they have a no compete clause. So questions. But I'm assuming people were not like I'll tell you that with Caden and Katana, for instance, I very randomly just watched an interview with Katana Chance, aka KC Cat and
Yeah.
Zaro, and it was a lot of fun. But this is part of where she was talking about like we never had a team name, and she's just talking about the future and where they are in the card, and then they're released. So I'm assuming like most people would have loved to be around, but they gone.
Exactly. Like it's sad, but like again, though, like you said, the wrestling landscape is totally different from even 15 years ago. So if you're leaving, this is not like you're pushed out of the sport altogether. So it's really good that at least they have options. So
Yeah.
it's cliche, but we do wish them best on their future endeavors, like actually. So.
Do they still, speaking of that phrase, I don't even know if they still post announcements on their website of releases. They probably don't anymore. That used to be the thing. And then WWE just decided that the internet would take care of it for them. So it's a bummer.
That's a great point.
They don't even address it. But I will say, yeah, great careers from all the folks featured. If you're tuning in now and you just want to appreciate some of them, I mean, their roster pages are still up, I think. So there's still a bunch of clips and things on WWE.com if anyone goes there. But yeah, show some love and support for people. I know Dakota just announced her name, her post WWE name, which was her indie name.
What is it?
See, I totally know what her name is. I 100%. Actually, I thought her name was Dakota Kai before WWE, but
that's what I was about to say. I thought it was too.
I thought so too. Well, she's going by Evie. EVIE, apparently, according to Wikipedia. But I feel like there's a last name in there too. Yeah, she's apparently she was named after the Pokemon Eevee, which I kind of see looking at her. Sad thing, by the way, her birthday is May 6th.
Oh.
Yeah.
We hate to see our fellow May babies.
But you know what? I feel like for her, I think things are about to get a lot better.
Okay. I could have sworn her name was Dakota Kai coming in. Anyway,
I know,
doesn't matter.
She came into
and it's not that. If not, that was a really good name to choose because it's pretty good. It doesn't sound crazy.
No.
Anyways, let's move on. So Matt, as you probably saw, and the rest of our listeners might have saw, right after WrestleMania, I was joined by the amazing Mo and Odie to get our just raw reactions to WrestleMania weekend. Again, even a few weeks off, it truly is still a very polarizing event. People are still like, dang, WrestleMania 41 might have been one of the worst WrestleManias ever. So I know it's like, I don't know. I think
really, I guess I just haven't been tapped into the fan opinion so much.
Right.
I get the finish of the show being not great with Cena and Cody, and Travis Scott, no relation, but I don't get that. That feels wrong.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know.
Worst ever?
For me, it's I know, and again, WrestleMania 9 right there. For me, it's just kind of like I was hyped about certain matches going in. Those matches delivered for me. So the rest of it, I'm just kind of like, meh, sure, whatever. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know. Like, you know. So I wanted to get your thoughts and opinions on WrestleMania since we hadn't talked to you since then.
Yeah, I do feel like maybe just to start with match of the weekend for me, or two matches of the weekend, I'll say. Definitely the two triple threats for me were the peak of the
So
weekend.
good.
Io,
Mhm.
Rhea, and Bianca in particular was just so much fun. And
So
the fact
good.
that Io won that, which I think
So
shocked
good.
so many people, so good, so good.
Mhm.
And then everything with Paul Heyman turning ish against, well, yeah, he turned like turning. I know you were
Not
talking about this.
turning, choosing.
Choosing Seth over Roman and Punk. That was cute. Also, just to set up this new stable that's happening, which we'll talk about with Seth, Braun Breaker, Heyman, probably other people.
Mhm.
It was fun. I will say the one observation that I had, a lot of matches ended with high flying moves. Like I wrote it down because
Hmm.
Io won her match with
Over the moonsault.
over the moonsault. Tiffany won her match with the moonsault.
Moonsault.
Dom won the match with a frog splash, pitting Finn.
Oh, true.
Jay won the match, hitting all of those different moves, things that he does.
Mhm.
You know, it was like a lot of the high flying finishes.
No,
which I thought
Jay
was
won the match
interesting.
with a submission that people were like,
Did he
Gunther
really?
tapped. I believe so because
I thought he did like 3 splashes onto Gunther and then pinned him.
I remember. I can't
He did
remember,
3
but I could have
splashes.
sworn somebody like people. One of the complaints was like, "Why did Gunther tap so quickly?" Like,
Oh, that's really funny. Maybe you're right. Maybe
I
I'm
don't
wrong.
know.
Maybe
It's
someone could
fine.
correct us on that too.
Nope.
But either way, like, yeah, it was a good show. So one thing I don't think you talked about was Stone Cold running that woman over.
No, we definitely did. We said
Did you
we said
at the end?
yeah, we said we
I
own
missed it somehow.
WWE. Like, we said at the end. We said like
No.
I
I did.
would
Yeah.
free
I
seats for
had so
life.
many thoughts on that though, because I felt like I watched that clip back
It was
so many
it was
times after.
it was
She was doing
funny.
some
I'm
wrestling.
so sorry. Like, you think she was bumping? He ran square into her
Yeah,
back.
but then she fell like 2 seconds later. Like and the barricade did not move. I
It
shouldn't be
jiggled
saying
a
this.
little
I
bit.
might
I'm
get
like,
sued.
I don't know. I think it jiggled a little bit. I think she has
There were
every
all
right.
there were all those other people standing there. No one
Nope.
else fell.
I would have been
And then
like, ah,
there was
ah.
famously there was like the woman there, the black woman who was standing right there like, why am I in it? Like she was so concerned and confused next to her. Like I don't know, but I hope that everyone's okay. I haven't heard any follow-up injuries from the event.
Right.
Stone Cold is wild though, and that's a weird way to use him anyway, but whatever. It's fine. He could have saved Cody. Just forgot about that. He was probably a little too drunk to save Cody by that point in the night. That's the
Yeah.
kayfabe excuse. So.
Yeah, kayfabe excuse.
But no,
Yeah.
it was a fun show. Like I liked it. And then of course, like I was really looking forward to Naomi and Jade. And I just need to like give a shout out to Naomi for her look, the caution tape look,
So
the
good.
entrance, the new music that she has.
Mhm.
I believe like when she was walking out, and you kind of see it in the back of this picture, but they put up a bunch of like phrases and all that I guess people have described her by, of her being too nice and everything else. And so
Mm,
what an icon. Like I'm loving what's coming
legend.
out of Mania more than anything. And I love
Honestly.
what's coming out of Mania even more than the show, which is a good thing.
Exactly. And I think that's why we're gonna focus more on that today because like we said, Backlash is in a week. They have done like a really good job of setting up uh what's to come. And so let's get into some of the announced matches and some of the matches that we think will be added to the card for Backlash. We got to talk about, I mean, we got to start with the undisputed WWE Championship. John Cena, the champ, versus Randy Orton. John Cena's been back on the TV talking about how he's going to ruin wrestling. I love this gimmick of heel John Cena. I
Mhm.
truly do. I was just a little bit confused because I was really hoping, like he said, he was going to win the championship and go home. Like he's like, I'm gonna win and
You,
go home, and then proceeds to come on to every
you
single
were hoping for that?
because it's cooler. Like, let's be
Uh-huh.
real. When Punk did it like 14 years ago and
Oh
only
my
missed
God.
a week and a half, that was an exciting week and a half, and everybody agreed that he came back too soon. Like I would have loved at
Yeah.
least a few weeks of uncertainty as to what's going to happen. But
hmm
we don't have that because WWE has to sell tickets for Backlash.
Yeah, I'm okay with it though, because I rather than people talking about Cena behind his back, I'd rather him showing up like he's been showing up. And I want
Mhm.
him to have as many matches as he can have before he, hangs up his, I was gonna say his boots, but I don't even know
His
what he's
jorts.
Jordans.
His
Well,
jorts.
yeah, before he hangs up his jorts, yeah. God,
Mhm.
man, I want him to get in the little trunks. That's what I'm saying. Like just black on black.
He really is like trying. Like I like it. I do like everything that he's doing. I do like this feud with him and Randy,
Mhm.
only because it's saving like the other talent from you know, and
Being
it makes sense.
squashed.
And it's a logical feud. And Randy
Mhm.
Orton is coming back again off of some long injuries. Randy Orton is uh the babyest of the baby faces now that he is in the twilight of his career.
Mhm.
And it just makes sense. It's like have John Cena go up against the guy who is like next after him. Well, that's not Ric Flair. Next after him with the
Oh.
most amount of titles. You know what I'm saying? Like, and Randy's sympathetic. Like, and it
Yeah.
harkens back to their again decades long feud because they were always seen as one and two, two and one, one and two, like interchangeably throughout their whole entire career. So all of this makes so much sense. And I also love that Cena said, your family's legacy, done, closed, get out of here. Like I
Rude.
have it in this belt, which Matt, so you know me.
Yes.
You know I sat here and I was sitting here trying to get the lineage of these titles down. You know, I was like, wait, so this is the undisputed. So this is the one that Roman had that had the two
No,
belts that were
Mari.
I was
Don't do it,
I
Mari.
was doing I love it because
It's not worth it.
I love Cena saying, if they make a new belt, Randy, and you win it, guess what? It's not 15, it's one. I was like, is that how that works? I was literally like, is that how that works? Like,
That
I
is not how
was
that
looking
works.
around.
That is not how that works.
I was,
It's the world championship. Like it doesn't need to be the same lineage of the
we
championship.
absolutely have to get the belt, the belt boys back on here. I don't want to sound like
Belt
disrespectful, but
boys.
you know what I'm saying? Like we gotta get we gotta get
The
champion.
belt men.
Yes, 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 yes. You know who I'm talking about. I feel so
Yes, I
bad.
do, of
Yes,
course. Of course.
but we
Yeah.
we really do. We gotta talk about lineages and stuff with them for this John Cena feud because it
That's a
is
good point.
just I like it. Are you feeling the Cena Orton feud?
Well, you know what?
Uh-oh.
Let me just tell you. So I just don't feel like I've been feeling Orton. I was an Orton guy early on,
But
and then I
he's
kind of
back now. Remember,
I
he's
know.
I have to keep reminding myself that he's back. He's like,
Yeah. Yeah.
yes.
And the thing is, I kind of feel like he's in that legacy legend era of his career, even though
Mhm,
he is doing stuff, like he is still getting wild. Like I loved Legend Killer Orton back in the day. That was a lot of
mhm,
fun.
mhm.
I I just feel like knowing about his back injury makes me really nervous when I look at him when I'm like, sir, you're still wrestling. Come on. You don't need to do this for us. It's all good.
You know,
But I mean, I love that it's happening because Cena and Orton should have happened a long time ago in this way. It should have happened so much more. It is wild that they have not gone one on one like a million times because everyone's fantasy booked that time and time and time again. But it's great because we're going to get, for the first time, we're going to get heel Cena versus babyface Orton. And
exactly.
that is a completely different match and a completely different dynamic. So I'm
Mhm.
pumped. I not on my 2025 bingo card, but I'm glad that people are excited for it rather than, thinking that's the old guard, you know, overdoing it.
Yeah, I completely agree. And again, this is a way to put people in seats, like, because this is basically what, 3 weeks after Mania,
Mhm.
essentially. Um,
Yeah,
yeah,
whoa. Oh, yeah,
right.
because Mania was really late.
Mania was so late this year, so it's
May
like,
10th is Backlash, so it's
yeah,
definitely less than a month.
less than a
3 weeks.
month. So it's
3
a way
weeks.
that you get people in the seats. You push a story forward as you're developing it while trying to figure out maybe what the long game is. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
So, and I think, and we'll talk about this as we go down the matches. I think they do this very well with a lot of these matches. Like, I'm so used to, Matt, how often are we used to like Backlash and the
Yeah.
PLE right after Mania just being a freaking rehash
Rematches.
of all of the Mania matches, and we're sitting here like, why are we doing this? Like, they managed to kind of build some convincing storylines or continuation of storylines
Mhm.
for Backlash. So I'm actually probably more excited for Backlash than I was going into
I'm pumped,
Mania.
and we'll talk more about, like, the fallout after Mania just in general, but I feel like everything's been booked so well, and I don't know if it's
Mhm,
because they had to be super focused with the 3 weeks. Because 'cause you're right, it is only 3 weeks.
mhm.
We only have 1 more week coming up before Backlash. But the fact that they
Exactly.
were able to pivot to all of these new matches or different matches with that limited time, it kinda makes you think, like, what have they been doing all this other time? Like, I feel like they've just been spinning their wheels usually, just to buy some time coming out of Mania. And
Mhm.
it's cool because everything, like, everything, basically everything is
Okay.
fresh, or there are, like, little threads that carry on from Mania, but it's new, which, you know, I'm not here for the rematches, to your point.
Yeah, exactly. So I guess we could do our predictions. I mean, you don't go
Let's
with
talk
anybody
about it.
but John Cena here, like, right?
Yeah, of course not. Yeah, John Cena is 100% winning here.
Mhm.
And I mean, I like that the match is happening. I feel like Cena's going to have a lot of matches like this throughout the year, though, where we know he's going to win, but it's
Yeah.
not about that. Like, we are probably going to see him carry the championship like through at least SummerSlam, but maybe through the end of the year when he's supposed to retire. So
I'm so confused. Well, he said
please,
this is his last WrestleMania. So he
yeah.
gave himself the end of the year. I guess,
Is
I don't
that
know. In my
weird?
mind, I was giving him to WrestleMania.
Yeah, I mean, he should have given himself to WrestleMania, and honestly, he can. Like, he would people be mad if he lied to us, and especially as a heel, he's like,
Mhm,
"I'm not gonna go away when you think I'm gonna go away. The
mhm.
champ is still here." Like, I give us another Mania. Why not? Especially after this one, like, I can't. I have a feeling that we're gonna get him. Mark my words, at Mania 42. I think he's gonna have to wrestle at Mania
Mm,
42 because that match with Cody, what I feel like it was everything that Cena wanted it to be in
mhm.
character, but it's still a shame for that to be his last WrestleMania match. And it wasn't a great match, like, for Cody's legacy, for Cena's legacy, again, Travis Scott. So, like, we can't
Do
end on that
you
note.
do you agree with my assessment that John Cena was trolling us with that match?
I think so, because he did
Yeah.
like the five moves of it was not a lot, but he was also wrestling heel, and he part of me thinks he was trolling us, but the other part of me also reminds myself that, like, he is not very practiced working heel, so he ended up being like a really boring heel, which,
Mm.
people would argue
But
that he's been a boring face at times in the ring. So
he's
I don't
saying he's
know.
here to ruin wrestling, as in, like, I'm not doing that flippy shit.
But girl,
I'm
you
doing
don't
my
wanna
5
ruin
moves.
wrestling. He
That's
never
what
I
he
mean,
said.
he did used to do a little flippy shit. Like, he did the Canadian Destroyer on people before. I don't know
Mhm.
where he learned that.
Too big to be
Um,
doing all
but
that.
I just wanna see I don't know. He's making me want face Cena. I
Ew,
wanna see
no,
him doing, like, lucha moves.
no, ew,
Get
stop.
him in a
Okay, let's
mask,
let's let's move on. Let's move on.
please.
Women's Intercontinental Championship match, Lyra Valkyria, who is the current champ, versus Becky Lynch. And might I say,
okay,
the build up for this is great. Like so at WrestleMania, Bayley.
Yeah, let's talk about it because I have some bones to pick.
There's some bones. Bayley was supposed to team up with Lyra to go up against Liv and Raquel for the tag title match belts. All of a sudden on the pre-show, I was watching the pre-show when this happened, and Bayley was like, oh, somebody hit me. Oh my God. Like even Bayley didn't seem like she like wanted to participate in that. And they're like, oh, well then Bayley's out. Lyra's gonna have to have a sub in, and Becky Lynch hits the ramp as a surprise, basically, for Lyra. And they beat Liv and Raquel, which was also surprising to me. But I talked about that night. Loved having Becky Lynch back. That was amazing. The next night, though, on Raw, Becky and Lyra lose the belts back to Liv and Raquel, which is like, okay. But Becky turns on Lyra. And I was like, like insert Titus Burgess gif where you're like, what's going on? Like,
yeah.
What is happening? I know you said you want to, before we move on, I know you said you wanted to talk a little bit about Bayley, right?
Yeah.
Like,
so I watched an interview with her that I have since seen, like, I don't want to say memes, but I've just seen different, I'll call them stories, even though they weren't by the main wrestling outlets. Like on my Facebook, sometimes I'll get these random posts about wrestling. And one of them was like, oh, Bayley is, you know, really sad and frustrated with everything in WWE. And she did seem really sad and beat down in that interview. The interview was like definitely while she knew the plans for Mania, but right before it all happened. So it was Mania weekend.
Interesting.
And she was making a comment where she was talking about just being overlooked or kicked to the side so many times, despite Triple H talking about how great of a, like, you know, of a soldier basically that she is for WWE. And she's like, you know, you're all about to see, and she just like stopped herself, like talking about what was coming up. But like, she knew the fans would be frustrated with her being pushed aside for Becky. Yeah. I will also comment and say that the moment that I saw Becky walk out in that basic black, you know, outfit, I kept thinking, when is she going to turn on Lyra? Because she didn't put on any of the flair. Like, it was just simple. And it reminded me of Becky when she came out, and it hurts me because I'm getting choked up here. But when she did what she did to Bianca in 26 seconds, that was gross. So I kind of saw it coming a little bit, but like Bayley, I feel bad for her, but I like that that Becky acknowledged attacking Bayley, and I feel like maybe Lyra keeps the championship here or not, but I hope that it leads to a Becky Bayley feud, because Bayley deserves so much better. She deserves that kind of spot, and people love her, despite the fact that she's like the fourth horsewoman, if you know what I mean.
So I guess it's
in a lot of people's eyes.
Yeah, I was about to say, depending on who you ask.
Well, like, just break it. Like, think about it. Like, she was, the three of them debuted, you know, Charlotte, Sasha, Becky, and then Bayley came later. Like, Bayley's sort of, I don't know, she's always been put in that spot to not be respected,
because it's always she's the glue. It's because
she is the glue.
Everything together. They couldn't take all four of them away from NXT without just completely robbing NXT. So
no, Bayley was the Cena at the time, right? She was Cena in NXT, basically.
Well, yes, but she basically immediately went into that Asuka program. So like, she got Asuka over. You know what I'm saying? Like, so I've never equated. I've never seen it as in like baby face, not as in
like
her
being
winning.
The ultimate over baby face, where she had that much support. That's what I mean.
Because I was about to say she didn't win as much as he did.
No, not super. Yeah.
Gotcha. Cool. So we're on the same page. So yeah, I get that. My biggest thing is like, we haven't. If correct me if I'm wrong, but I don't think we've ever seen like a Bailey versus Becky feud, and definitely not in this type of iteration where Becky is
No.
the Becky is
Yeah.
the heel. So I love when Becky came out in her promo and she's talking about I did it. I attacked Bailey, and her reasons, I was like, ooh, cook, Becky, cook. Like, she was like, Bailey beat me up with damage control for the past like 4 or 5 years. And I was like, ooh, she got a point. Like, she's like, like, she got a point. And then she's like, and then Lyra, like, you're supposed to be my protege. All of a sudden you keep keying with my op. What is this? Like, I loved that. So Becky's giving solid logical arguments for this feud while also still maintaining her heel sensibility in it. And
Mhm.
I absolutely love a logical heel. We know how I love some
Yeah.
logical storytelling, and that was
Uh-huh.
logical storytelling through and through. It's like, yes, I'm a bad guy, but this is why I'm doing it. But also, yes, I like it. I feel like I'm righteous, but I'm a bad guy, and it was just so good. And Lyra here interrupting her, and I hate to say it, actually looking like a human. I was like, oh, thank God, because that bird shit
Mhm.
is just not. I don't like it. I
Yeah.
don't get it. It does nothing for me. And so this is the most sympathetic I had been to her in this promo. So I love this. Like you said, it's Becky and Lyra for this championship. I can't tell you, like, I feel like it could go any way. Becky could win, get the championship, be perceived as burying Lyra so that her heel motivations can come out, and then she moves on to a program with Bailey, or Bailey could come out and cost her the title, so Lyra keeps it, and then we move to a Bailey Becky feud going into like Money in the Bank. You know what I'm saying? Where both of them are heating up. Like, there's so many ways to go with this match, with this storyline, and they did it so well within 3 weeks. You
I
have to give it
agree.
to them. Yeah.
No, I completely agree. And to have people like, I feel so much more invested in Lyra, to your
Mhm.
point. I'm excited because I also feel like she's heating up at a time when we also have seen from NXT, we saw Stephanie Vaquer, who's that current NXT champion.
Mhm.
We saw Julia, we saw Roxanne Perez come up. So to
Yeah.
me, like I almost felt like there was a cool vibe on the Raw after Mania that reminded me, and I'm sure other people have said it, but of like, and this wasn't Lyra, but like that era when it was like Paige comes up to the main roster and faces
Mhm.
AJ Lee, and it just feels like we're getting all this new talent. And
Mhm.
I'm starting to feel a little bit like an old head with all of it because I'm like, these aren't my people, but I'm starting to like get it and convert to being fans of them. Like, I love Roxanne. I'm just getting to know Stephanie and Julia and Lyra. But I like that we're getting this next generation that's after the Four Horsewomen who are now
Mhm.
being featured. It's kind of wild actually that we're, like the Four Horsewomen aren't the cornerstones of every single thing that's happening in the women's
I
division, because
know.
that was sort of it. But you know what? Times are a changing.
They really, really are. I do, because there are some really weird matches here on Backlash. Let's just quickly get out
Yeah.
Gunther versus Pat McAfee. Um
How do you feel about that? Oh
I
my
think
gosh.
Joseph makes
Yeah.
a very good point here. Like, I am shocked about this Gunther versus Pat McAfee match, um because why? But also,
Mhm.
again, it's a Oop, sorry, y'all. Again,
She's
it's a
blowing up.
way. I know. It's a way that it's like, okay, we had 3 weeks since Mania. We want Gunther on the card, but I
Mhm.
don't think they know what they're doing with him quite yet. So you have him attack Michael Cole. Pat McAfee wants to stand up for him. Pat gets on the card. I mean, I don't know. I get it. There's a lot of talent that can be used on a pay-per-view card, but this is Backlash. This is a C pay-per-view at best. You know what I'm saying? Like if the talent don't make this card, it's not that big of a deal. To at least to me.
Sure.
Yeah. So having Gunther come on, him and Pat give us like a cool down match. Sure. You know what I'm saying? Why not? I don't know.
I'm kind of pumped for it. I'm not a Pat McAfee person. Like, I've never been truly a fan of him, but he cut this beautiful promo on Raw where it was so good, or he's just talking about like basically like, don't mess with my friend Michael Cole. Like, Michael Cole has given so much for me, he supported so much.
Yeah.
And Pat kills it on those promos. Like, he sold me on this match where I'm pumped to see it. Like, I know it's not going to be a long one, and I hope it's not going to be a long one, but it's going to be good. Like, it has the heat, because if you really think about it, I mean, I don't know, Mari, if you've thought about who else would be in that Gunther spot at this point, but I kind of like Pat in that spot and just get it over with at Backlash. It's 3 weeks, right? 3 weeks. So we'll move on to something else in, right after Backlash, I'm sure. It'll be kind of funny, though, because I'm kind of hoping that Pat goes away for a bit, or else it'll just be awkward if he's on commentary after it all.
Football's out of season, so I don't know.
But he always goes away and comes back, and I don't know when the football season is, Mari. I don't know when why he's there and when he's gone. He just shows up and leaves.
The draft just happened, so it's like it's OTAs, it's mini camps that hasn't even started. It's literally a OTAs. Dead set of
mini camps.
So he doesn't have anything else to do. But I see your point. Like, maybe he's not there for like a minute, but I agree.
He loves to go away and come back, He does. We'll see. But oh no, Sarah puts in here, it's going to lead to Goldberg returning. Are we gonna get Goldberg versus Gunther? Sarah, we honestly,
you got the inside scoop, Sarah.
I'm okay with that too. Just feed people to feed him more, feed Gunther more, give all these people. If Goldberg could return and wrestle a match and it's a one-off and it doesn't go on too long, sure, fine. I'm okay with it, because it's wild that Goldberg still is able to appear and wrestle.
So maybe Gunther becomes the legend killer now. Like, he's on the hunt to become the legend killer. That I would like. Please get these old relics out of here.
Wasn't it? Yeah, but he kill whoever he wants. I mean, Pat McAfee's
get Goldberg out of here.
Yeah, get them out. Who are the legends who he should?
I don't know. It doesn't matter. Just more of them.
Remember when the legends actually used to be old, Mari? The legends that Randy killed, all that. Okay. Anyway, yes.
When he was beating up octogenarians.
Yeah, I know. It's like you could get Rob Van Dam maybe, or Goldberg. It's
Okay.
Do we have to give our predict? Gunther wins the match at Backlash, right?
Yeah. I kind of want to. I guess we go through the ones that because I want to get to one that isn't announced that I'm hoping will be announced, but I'm like, no, let's go. We have one more on the actual card. And Sarah did a great job in the chat of bringing it up. For the United States championship match, they have announced that Jacob Fatu, the Samoan werewolf, that man is crazy, and I love it, will be going up against Drew McIntyre and LA Knight and Damian Priest for a United States championship. And that's what I'm talking about. Fuse these feuds together, get a fatal 4-way on the books, and let's go. But this scares me for the one that I said I want to be added to the card. I think this is good. This is how you protect a champion. But if they're doing this for Jacob Fatu, I'm kind of scared for Tiffany Stratton, because we'll
get to Tiffy time.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So
the US Championship match, I feel bad. I feel like I've been the least invested in everything that's happening around the US Championship.
Because I
love Jacob Fatu. But I
Right,
just
exactly.
I don't like you know me, like LA Knight really has never fully done it for me for some reason.
No.
Maybe he's just like I get the character. He's like a little bit corny for me, but I know people love him, so I'm gonna
Mhm.
whisper and not talk much about it. And then I love Drew's amazing, Priest is amazing, but I always feel like Priest deserves more. Bisexual Undertaker. So
Yes.
I'm excited for the match, and maybe it'll get me a little bit more invested. I am glad that LA Knight isn't the US championship champion right now, just because Jacob Fatu is there. You know what I mean?
Mhm. And I did like them teasing the tension between Fatu and Solo, as Sarah mentioned in the chat here. Like, I Solo being like, "Yeah, Jacob won," and Jacob like, "Yeah, yes, I won." You know what I'm saying? Like, Solo, why are you acting like this is a joint bloodline victory? Like, I won, and Solo's like, "But it's kind of like our winning." Like, no. So it's like but it's just like a quick tease. So, I don't know if we're getting Solo versus Jacob at SummerSlam.
Yeah.
It almost feels too soon because it's like, but honestly, at this point, what is going on with the bloodline? Because
Well, yeah.
Paul Heyman is gone with Seth. Roman is Roman. We haven't seen him. He's probably still reeling from the whole nut shot, and
Heyman really laid it in.
and I think one of the twins is I call them the twins, but they're not twins. But one of them, the Gorillas of Destiny, I think one of them's injured, right? So
Oh,
I'm pretty sure. So
I think
honestly,
so.
it might be good to just because if Solo and Jacob are the only ones that can work right now, them at SummerSlam or them working each other is fun. I'm looking forward to that. So
Yeah, I've been thinking about this in relation to less thinking about Jacob because I feel like he's on his own quest right now, and
yeah,
then Solo's adjacent to
he is
that.
like
But then we
shooting.
also have, and I know we'll talk about Jay, where Jay and Jimmy are on the same page again.
Mhm.
And then Sammy is injected into that story, but like Roman could also be. So I feel
I'm
like
so
we
confused
might
about that
see.
story. You
I
might have to
know.
explain that to me. I
Yeah,
don't
I feel
know.
like
I
we
don't
might
understand what's going on.
see, but I feel like we might see like Roman, Punk, Jay, Jimmy, Sammy, like they're all kind of on the same page over there. But
Mm,
then like the rest of the bloodlines like over here just kind of backing up, or I mean, I guess there aren't that many of them, but Solo's backing up Jacob Fatu. So it's always interesting to keep up with like how the bloodline continues to always find ways to intersect. And
mhm.
that people talked about a year ago how the bloodline storyline was over, and then we saw Solo take over, which kind of fizzled out.
Mhm.
But the storyline still continues, which is wild to me.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, the biggest thing is bloodline or no
Mhm.
bloodline. That storyline has made so many stars like that's the quote unquote problem. You know what I'm saying? It's a dearth of
Mhm.
stars. Jay is holding the belt, and it's like, now what do you do? And we're not going to have the answers 3 weeks out of Mania. You know what I'm saying? Like, so
That's real.
yeah.
Yeah, no,
All
we'll
right.
see, but I don't know yet. Will this be the end of the Timu bloodline? I don't know. I don't think
Team
much.
of Bloodline.
I feel like stuff will just like stay on track a bit with Backlash, but I think, I mean, it'll all continue to evolve. When? I don't know.
Right. So, those are the four, yes,
Hmm.
4 matches that have been announced. I think I'm assuming for the United States Championship again. Jacob Fatu. I think we're both gonna agree.
Yeah.
Our predictions are not groundbreaking at all.
No.
Here, but some feuds that are mixing here that we were talking about, we want to see on the card. The WWE Women's Championship, Tiffany Stratton is the current champion. Her and Jade had a match, I believe, the SmackDown after Mania. That was interrupted by Naomi,
Yeah.
because clearly, and then Nia Jax comes back. And these four
Rude.
women have been dancing around each other, culminating in a SmackDown last night where it was Nia Jax and Naomi versus Tiffany and Jade, and both teams had so much animosity within them. It was so fun to watch. And at the end, Jade has the belt and is holding it, and Tiffany's like, "Give me the belt," and Jade's like, "But I like this belt." Long enough for Naomi to come in and attack Jade from behind, for Naomi to be standing tall with the belt at the end of the night. So to us, it would only make sense that we get a Tiffany Stratton, Nia Jax, Naomi, and Jade Cargill fatal 4-way at Backlash for the women's championship. And I think that's a way funner storyline. I love how it's like Nia's back and they're continuing her and Tiffany's feud while also merging Naomi and Jade's feud into this, which was a hot feud going into WrestleMania. It's still a hot feud because Naomi lost, but she's the heel, so she's delusional about her losing. She's like, whatever, I'm still her. I still don't want to talk to you. And Naomi on social media just tagging Bianca relentlessly, as Bianca is, I think she had a splint on her hand, so she's currently resting. We don't know what's exactly. So come on, give us that fatal 4-way, WWE. I need that.
And they could, like Joseph points out that we have Jade versus Queen Nia, for the number 1 contenders match next week.
Oh, we do. Oh, perfect. Thank you, Joseph.
But we don't need to do
it's gonna
that.
let it
no contest.
No contest.
What are we doing? I mean, because like then Naomi's left out of it. None of it makes sense to me unless we get Naomi screwing over Jade.
Because Jade pinned
Nia.
So I think that's why they got this. I think that's why they But then Naomi, like you said, Naomi's gonna be like, no, I'm gonna bust this up.
Yeah. Because here's the part about that makes no sense. Naomi was holding up the belt. I think she ended the segment holding up the belt. So that means she needs to figure out how to get into the title picture, and she's not going to do that by stopping Jade, you know? Oh my God. Naomi, doesn't she look so good with the belt?
I love her so much. Look how that belt matches. Give it to her.
I'm so annoyed. She looks so good. And
all the women look good, and that match was a very fun match. If you haven't watched it last night on SmackDown, it was really great. Not you, the listener. Jade looked amazing. Tiffany is doing a really good job as like the babyface champion who has the target on her back, you know. She's doing a very good job of trying to hold her own, and Nia is just Nia. Like, she is gonna get those boos. She is gonna say the things that people hate. It is her and the funniest thing about that match last night was her and Naomi just like tagging each other like and yelling at each other like throughout the match. Like at one point Naomi kind of gets knocked out, and Nia drags Naomi all the way back to their corner and tags her as Naomi's like half passed out. It was a very funny match. I love those type of tag team matches where both teams don't like each other. They're like, we're here because we're supposed to, but we don't like each other, and we're making it known. So,
but Mari, not to, gosh, it's so gross. How did you feel about Jade licking Naomi's face?
Jade definitely licked Naomi's face in a sign of disrespect.
That's disrespect?
Yes. What? It's not.
I know it's not love, but damn, that's one way to disrespect someone.
Don't you play that gif, because we gonna mess around and get pulled down again.
You know, I'm not a gif, but here's a screenshot.
That was the last time.
Screenshot of it.
We can do the screenshot, because the last time when we showed Tiffany Stratton's entrance, they pulled us down so quickly. for that 10
I
seconds.
know. I remember where I was and everything too. Like it's wild. They really didn't want that.
They
But
said
then
nah.
we did show clips from the from with Chappelle on. We showed clips from Naomi and Jade and Bianca in that one segment. We were fine for now. But no, don't lick her face because then she could bite your
Jade
tongue
said
off. Like that's
Jade said
nasty.
COVID is over. Yes, but it's such a good story. Like they are doing so great over there on
It
SmackDown with the
is.
women.
It's a great story, but it makes you think because, like, just to break down what will happen over the next week. I mean, I don't think there's a world where we get Tiffany and Jade at Backlash. There's no way we get Tiffany and Jade at Backlash. And there's no way that Jade's going to lose clean to Nia. They love to protect Jade in those one-on-one matches. So Naomi's going to inject herself and get involved somehow. But my question is, will Naomi just screw Jade out of that match to spite her? Or will
Yeah,
it be
and
a
it
no
ends up being
contest and we
Tiffany
go-
versus Nia. They
Yeah, I mean,
honestly could do that. They
have they
honestly
done
could do that.
have they done a proper Tiffany and Nia rematch though since Tiffany won the belt? I don't know if they have.
I don't think so. I don't think they did. But I'm not sure. But I could see that. I could see Naomi cussing Jade. We end up with Tiffany versus Nia for the championship because they don't want to put too many like fatal four ways on the card. Even though I'm like, put all the fatal four ways on the card. I'm fine
Yeah,
with that. I love a good fatal four way.
totally.
But if they do that, I would that would make me feel some type of way, right? Because it's like you're using the heat from Naomi and Jade's feud to heat up the Tiffany and Nia feud just to disregard Naomi and Jade and put Tiffany and Nia on the card. Like
Exactly.
I think all four women deserve to be on the card.
But you know what? I'll go even further and say that, especially with Io being babyface champ over on
Right.
Raw,
Mm-hmm.
I wouldn't mind Naomi somehow getting the championship at Backlash. The
That would
heel,
be
she's
fun.
so hot. Like, give it to her right now.
I agree, but I
Not but.
want to see Naomi. I kind of want to see Naomi as Miss Money in the
Meanwhile,
Bank.
you're probably
Though.
wearing like 5 Naomi shirts right now.
I'm wearing an Ember Moon shirt. Shout out to
Okay,
Ember,
well,
Athena.
okay. Yeah, shout out to Athena.
Like I would love to see Naomi with the Money in the Bank briefcase because a heel with the Money in the Bank briefcase, her make caution and all of that, hitting people
I
with
agree.
that, I would love. And that's the one thing Naomi has talked about, which is in her interviews. She's saying how like her time is coming to an end because she does want to give Jimmy like a baby soon, and she's 37 right now. So
Look at Becky. Becky, 2 belts, 1 baby. Like, come on.
2 belts, 1 baby.
Yeah, you could do it too, Naomi. Why not?
Exactly. But I think Money in the Bank is one of the things. That's one of the only things Naomi hasn't ever won. And I'm
yeah, sure.
pretty sure she's Grand Slam, depending on if you count the NXT title or not. So I would love for her to win Miss Money in the Bank.
Side note, Grand Slam is weird now. It's weird because now they have the women's intercontinental and the US championship.
Oh God,
So
I forgot about that.
Bailey was talking about this in her interview where she's like, I was a Grand Slam champ, but now
She was
I'm
the
not
first one.
but is she one anymore?
To me, if you're
even
gonna ask
care.
me, I'm
Yeah,
definitely gonna say you're a
course.
Grand Slam champion at the time that you complete the Grand Slam champ. So, like, if you at the time you got all of the belts and you were declared a Grand Slam champion, and then they decide to add more belts after that, that's not your problem. You were the Grand
I like
Slam
that.
champion, and you know what I'm saying? That doesn't take away you
I'm just
won all the
taking
belts at that time.
I agree with you. Bailey's the one who's talking about it, and so she's the Grand Slam. But no, I'm with you. And Money in the Bank would be really great on Naomi. And like Sarah says here in the chat, caution tape Money in the Bank briefcase.
I would
Like
buy
they
that.
should literally do Money in the Bank just for the aesthetic of the briefcase. Like I like Tiffany.
Honestly,
with that.
just like yes, Tiffany's
why
purse,
not?
Money in the Bank.
Yeah.
Aesthetic.
Carmella had it twice and she never did the cheetah print.
No, she didn't.
Missed opportunity. By the way,
Yeah.
I think she's pregnant now too.
Again?
Yeah,
Oh,
I'm
good
pretty
for
sure.
her.
Yeah, good for her.
And I guess finally the last well, there's two more
Mm,
speculated matches.
yeah,
Uh Everybody's thinking Jey Uso, the World Heavyweight Championship versus Logan Paul, which God, please no, please don't.
I'm pretty
Let's
sure that
not.
that's like basically confirmed.
Is it confirmed? Oh,
It's not confirmed, but they've been feuding and
I don't
talking.
like that.
Is it? Can someone let us know if
Have
it's
they
confirmed? Because
feuded?
I swore it was confirmed after Raw because they're doing the promo battles about it.
Oh man. I don't like it.
Why
I
you don't like
don't
it?
like it.
Why are you
Oh
don't
my
like it?
God. That scares me. Because if Jay better not lose that championship so
Stop
close
it.
after giving it. Logan Paul has he lost? Like, I mean, he did just lose to LA Knight.
He's lost here and there. He'll lose. He lost to Roman that one time too.
Okay, yeah. I don't know, man. I'm scared. I want him as far away from that championship as possible.
Calm down. Like, there's no chance, Mari.
I don't know.
I'm actually
I hope not.
nervous.
Yeah.
Yeah, we were just at the beginning talking. I was commenting on YouTube and how you have a ton of followers and that gets you a Netflix show. Will Logan Paul's 25 or however many million followers get
Yes.
him the world championship? No, I don't think. Okay, never. That won't happen.
I don't know. It got him that
Jay
US
is so
belt for a very
over.
long time. Jay
That's
is so
fine.
over. That's the only thing that's like kind of plot armoring him. He is very, very, very over. So to give him like a 3-week run with the belt just does not make sense.
Yeah.
Yeah,
No, that would
so
be gross.
hopefully he retains, and maybe it's even some funky way, you know.
No, he could do it clean. Get it clean
He could do it
over Logan
clean, but
Paul.
it's
He
Logan.
should.
Yeah.
They don't need to protect Logan Paul though, because let's remember Logan Paul's had all of, let's call it 10 matches, maybe 12, maybe
Yeah.
13. So they're not going to do that. They know better.
And then finally, they think that there might be an Io Sky and Rhea Ripley tag team. Excuse me.
Versus Julia and Roxanne Perez, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that one is interesting to me because I mean, sure, they've sort of been teasing in that direction, but it
Yeah.
could be any, like they could do EO versus, I don't even know what they would do.
That's what I'm saying. Like, I don't think they know what, like,
I want a match.
they did a good job of setting up a lot of these other storylines, but with
Mhm.
Io and Rhea and all this stuff, I don't think they know where they're going with that one yet. So,
No, and
yeah,
I mean, we do know though, Raw
but
after
Io's very
Mania.
over.
I mean, Io's very over. Obviously,
Mhm.
Rhea is,
So you
and
want her
Raw
on the
after
card.
Mania. Do we want? They want both of them on the card.
Yeah.
And they teased a bit of, Rhea's coming for that championship still,
Yeah,
but
still.
they're also friends. So what do we do here? I mean, I guess I really do like the idea of a tag team match where the title's not on the line.
Mhm.
And again, I
It
really
gives them
love
more time.
I love that, and I love the NXT call-ups right now.
Mhm.
It's kind of bold though that they brought up Stephanie Vicaire, who just
Mhm.
beat Ivy Nile in a match, and Stephanie, who is still NXT champion. So I'm not even going to say NXT Women's Champion but she's NXT champion. And then Julia and Roxanne are there too. So I don't know. I mean,
It feels like just a lot of cross promoting
it
too.
is.
Like,
It could
yeah.
be, or maybe it's a proper call up. I don't know, but I like
Yeah,
it.
we don't know exactly. We don't know yet.
Yeah.
And there's no mention of a draft or anything. So I don't know. I don't know. I think
Mm.
that's pretty much it. We are both
Side
looking forward to
note.
Backlash. Yes.
Yeah, just as a total side note on some stuff we didn't talk about.
Okay.
So
Yeah. I was
there's
gonna say final
like
thoughts.
we mentioned like the Heyman faction, I'll call it, of
Oh yeah.
Seth, of Braun Breaker,
Mm-hmm.
who kind of have been feuding a little bit with Sami Zayn over the last week, but then also have beef with Punk and with Roman. I don't know what's happening with that. I wouldn't be shocked to see a match on Backlash with that, but also that'd be a lot of matches. So maybe that just continues to heat up. I don't
Mhm.
know. And then
Yeah.
I don't know if you have any thoughts on any of that, but
Well, so you know what?
what?
Joseph in the chat said that Saturday night main event is like 2 weeks after Backlash, and that's to do some counter programming for AEW. And so maybe they still build the Seth Roman stuff and they put that on Saturday night main event.
God, they have so many huge stars that I'm looking at the card like, okay, Cody's gone right now.
Right. Mhm.
Roman, Punk, like they're the roster is stacked right now that they don't even need that match on this card. But I really like that
They don't.
idea, Mari, of
Yeah.
Saturday night main event building to something.
Yeah.
So that could be cool. And then other stuff that's just like worth mentioning. Rusev did return.
Yeah.
That's about all I forgot to say. I don't know. Were you ever a Rusev person?
Um,
I don't think we've ever really talked about him. Probably because of the
yeah,
AEW
he
timing.
went over, yeah. Not much. I mean, Rusev Day, like I think the problem was by the time I came back to wrestling, it was it was right when he got like squashed by John Cena at WrestleMania 31.
Mhm.
What you know what I'm saying? So I missed kind of his heel monster run, like when he was like kind of unbeatable. So when I came in, it was the him and Lana of it all, and then the
Yeah.
weird all of that weird stuff with Dolph and Bobby Lashley and the
Live.
sticky, yeah. Oh god, yes.
Uh,
So and then Rusev Day,
mhm.
I don't understand that. So I mean, it's just people just love chanting that. So I was never a big Rusev fan. I've never disliked Rusev. But yes, I that's what you reminded me of. I want to talk about Malachi
Oh,
Black's
yeah, no,
return
that's
because
where I was gonna go
I
next.
popped when I tell you I did I was I was on Blue Sky. I was like, did y'all know he was coming back? And everybody was like, yes. I was like, okay, my bad. It's like my bad. They're like, yeah, they've been showing vignettes. I was like, oh, okay. Well, sorry, but also I love his song. I love it. We will never be equal. And they got him coming back on the board and everything.
No, he's
Aleister Black.
great.
I gotta go back to call him Aleister Black again.
Oh my gosh. Wait, hold on. I feel like Beyonce when she,
Yeah,
what was it? She won the
yeah.
Wait, okay. He's great. Aleister Black. We love him.
Aleister
I'm
Black,
glad
yeah.
that he still has his eye being
Selling it
messed up like at
5 years
AEW.
on, yeah.
Love it. It's great. It adds to his mystique, all of it. But we have to just mention Zelina Vega
Mhm.
won
Yeah,
the
United States
women's
Championship.
US Championship, or otherwise known as the US Championship, which like Chelsea Green's amazing, but
That's why I'm kinda sad they took it off of her.
I'm not.
She's
I'm
so
not.
funny.
She'll be fine. She'll be really
She
fine.
will. Yeah.
Now she's Chelsea. I want to talk about Zelina, but Chelsea's been scaring me because she's been doing like a "this is my farewell address," like blah blah blah.
Oh,
Like,
yeah, yeah, yeah.
where are you going?
She's the
Where do you
president
think you're
'cause
going? I don't like. I don't like it. I don't like it. But I do love Zelina having a championship, and I don't expect them to treat her properly as a champion. But
Mhm,
you know, we have her now with the belt, so. And Alistair's back. Like she is everything right now.
mhm. Yeah, she has everything, and I mean, I like I like that she has the belt. It's like if we're gonna the US belt does I don't wanna say it feels like a step down. It does feel like it's for the women's lower mid card, you know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
And the IC title feels like they're building for that upper mid card spot. Um, so I like this. I like that they're giving more women a chance. And Zelina having the US belt, talking about like Eddie, having the belt, that connection. I love it,
Yeah.
I
Yeah,
do.
no, I love it. I love it. And we did see Zelina just like win against Piper of the
Yeah.
she VP. What is it called? the she servant. No, I want to call it the she serve. Secret Hervis. Secret
Secret
Hervis.
Hervis.
I got
Secret
there.
Hervis. That's
But yeah,
funny.
no, that was amazing. I'm pumped.
Mhm.
I mean, look, Zelina, eat it up. We loved her as Queen Zelina.
Queen
And
Zelina.
she's actually not Canadian. She's not Canadian like Chelsea, so it feels just right. But they do love to put those US championships, or like they love to crisscross, like give the US championship to someone who's like Canadian or European or something like
Yeah,
that.
they
Just
do.
they
Yeah,
love that, and I love it too.
it's interesting to say the least.
Yes.
But yeah, any questions in the chat? You guys want to give us any questions? Did you give us your thoughts on Ray Phoenix and Penta coming back from Mania, Matt?
Me?
Yeah, you, because it was a
Okay.
little interesting because Ray got injured, so
Rey Mysterio, yeah.
Rey Mysterio got injured, so Ray Phoenix stepped in for him at Mania. It was like,
Yeah.
but then he lost, right? He lost to not El Generico. I love
What?
El Americano Grande.
Chad,
Yeah,
yeah.
Chad. Yeah.
El Americano
Which
Grande?
we
El
found
Grande
a little
Americano.
yeah, we found that a little side eyeing.
Did you say Grande Macchiato?
Sure, whatever.
That's what I heard you say.
I don't like it. I
Yeah.
don't, we did not like that.
We
So-
don't, but it's so funny because that match at Mania, I guess I just didn't like it because the way that El Grande Americano was wrestling was
that is a coffee.
it was very babyface. Oh, it is a coffee.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It
no.
is. It is. It is a drink. That is a Starbucks order. It truly is.
Wow, that just occurred to me in this moment. I love it. I love it so much. But yeah, he wrestles like a baby face, or at Mania he did. Like it was very good, like lucha type of match. So great, but weird gimmick. But it's fine. I get it. It's weird. It's fine.
But this is fun. This is fun, guys. I think we can commit.
She takes off her glasses. Wow, that was.
I think we can commit, Matt. Like over here on the kickback, the kickback is open for business. It's live. I think we are just gonna do this live going forward.
Oh no, we're there.
We love talking. Yes, we love talking with you guys. We love everybody who's here, even if you're lurking and you're not talking. Thank you for sticking with us again. Like I said, I know our schedule is very not as consistent as it was if you've been with us during the wrestling wrap up phase. That again is on me. I am raising 2 very small children at this point.
I know. So but I feel like in a way we're more consistent in that we're showing up every month. Like traditionally we would have been off in May or maybe even in June. So it's good to be up and around, and we hope that everyone who's tuned in, I'm not here to do the job as a Squadcast plug, but if you're in the job as a Squadcast group, like post and share stuff, and like we'll let you know when we're going live or planning to. We don't want to lead you on, but
last week was
so funny. And by the way, I didn't say this to you, Mari. You did such a great job. Like I just pull out my phone and I'm like, I pick it up and Mari's like, we're going live tomorrow at 10. Like you're in full on promo mode. I was so impressed with you. And you know what? And only 2 of the
like
7.
after not drinking for a while. But anyways, yes, thank you so much. Thank you, Thundercats.
Yes, shout out. I also just want to say, like, let us know what you want to see us do. We had a lot of fun with the bracket of the Black wrestlers, but we're open to anything. I mean, we've talked about it a little bit before. Like, if we want an interview, a guest, anything, we could do whatever we want. This is our party. We kick our feet back and we chill, right? That's the tagline, right, Mari?
Something like that.
Yeah.
All right. So Matt, can you tell the people what you got going on and where they can find you?
Not much of anything. Matt Scott GW on all platforms, and especially because I'm not sure how much you'll hear from us. Until then, I always just like to tell people once in a while. I mean, I always like to tell people to check out Pod Friends and subscribe there. It's nice to have the support. Especially when surveys are going around, and but also check out the Pride Has Spoken over on RHP. Subscribe to the feed there if you want to see queer survivor player conversations featuring me, Grace Leader, Dr. Evie Jagoda, because that is probably coming back in June. So keep an eye out for that. And you could find me, Matt Scott GW, on all of the platforms. Yeah, that's basically what I'm up to, Mari. But tell the people all of the places they could find you, please.
You can find me over on Blue Sky at Mari Talks Too Much. That's 2, like the number 2. Other than that, you find me right here on Recap Kickback. We are putting out so much content. I told you at the beginning of the podcast, but again, if you haven't checked out me and Kirsten McInnes, our review of Onyx Storm, plus our Fan Theories Explained podcast on YouTube, it is so freaking good. It is hilarious, especially if you know book talk and you are on Book Sky and you're one of those book girlies. We say come and join us, and of course you can find that on the Recap Kickback YouTube page, youtube.com/@recapkickback.
But also,
I'm also
I just want to point out, you don't need to. The beauty of you being a book girly is that I don't have to.
Yes.
It's like showing up to the book club, but you don't even own the book and you just have a bottle of wine with you. Like, that's to me what listening to you and Kirsten feels like. So I like that energy.
Yes, and it's so it was so fun. Like me and Kirsten, we just be cutting up. We truly do. And over on Crime Scene, me and Sarah Carradine, we're still bringing true crime to you. You can go to crimescenepod.com in order to subscribe. That's crime SEEN pod.com. We just recorded our Diamond Heist episode. There's a docuseries on Netflix called The Diamond Heist that's actually like executive produced by Guy Ritchie, and it's kind of shot like a movie, and it's 3 really quick episodes. It's no murder, no nothing like that. It was actually a really fun watch, and we suggest go watch Diamond Heist. It's a good watch, and then come listen to me and Sarah next week talk about it. It was a lot of fun.
What's it generally about?
It's about so back in 2000, the UK wanted to celebrate the millennium, so they put up what was called the Millennium Dome, which was supposed to be a tourist attraction, and it was supposed to feature all these different exhibits and be really fun. Unfortunately, the Millennium Dome was like kind of like womp womp. Like everybody was like, what are these? Nobody likes these attractions. However, there was one attraction by the De Beers, the famous diamond makers or whatever. They had what was called the Millennium Star Diamond. It came from the largest diamond found in Zaire. And it was made into it was like 230 carats, and it was worth 300. It was like worth 350 million pounds, and it was huge. And it was on display at the Millennium Dome along with, I think, 12 other blue diamonds. And it was the one exhibit that everybody was like, well, this exhibit's kind of cool. And it was all these diamonds. And some robbers decided that they were going to try and
where does it go wrong?
Those diamonds. Yeah.
Wow.
In the middle of the day. So it's actually, yes, it's
you know what? That's smart. Because everyone's heisting museums at night. We know that's how it goes in movies.
Exactly. Yes. So you can watch Diamond Heist on Netflix, and then you can go and listen to me and Sarah talk about it. It's so much fun. Thank you, everyone who's supporting us at Crime Scene. We're trying to roll out our Buy Me a Coffee. You can go to buymeacoffee.com/crime scene pod. Where we're putting up extra content over there as well. So just thank you for hanging in there with us. We really do appreciate everybody's support. So
yeah, no,
mean-
we love it. And just to shout out some things from the chat, because I mentioned to let us know what you want to see. Look, I'm seeing, well, one, I'm seeing the Pod Friends is awesome. Yeah, there we go. Oh yeah, shout out to Pod Friends, shout out to Crime Scene. Oh, we're so cool. But WWE drinking game was one idea.
that would be funny.
Fantasy booking would be cool too. Trivia, rankings, all that stuff. Yeah, I feel like we're gonna find ways to switch it up here and there, so it's not always just like us recapping, but us doing fun stuff with fun people.
That would be so funny.
Yeah, let us know. You know where to find us. At Mari Talks Too Much, at Matt Scott GW. Job is a Squadcast. Like, let us know. We love ideas. Even guest ideas too is fun. Like, Kirsty could come on here and maybe she could read some wrestling books and you could be book girlies about that, you know?
Wrestling book girlies. No, remember, didn't we talk about it like what was that, a few months ago, when like somebody made like a Kenny Omega like spicy book? Yes.
Oh, no. Yeah,
I
we
gotta
talked
find
about
the
it.
cover. Yeah, it was like female main character, like, and it was like
I'm so
a
nervous.
Kenny
Googling
Omega
it.
look-alike. It was so funny. Oh my god.
I'm not gonna Google that right now. It's like I need to put it. I need to go in incognito mode or something to pull that up. But
so,
yeah,
again,
thanks everyone.
Thank you guys. Thank you so much. And remember, wrestling is for everybody, but not all wrestling is for everyone. We'll see y'all next time. You don't gotta get home, but you gotta get out of here. Bye.
Bye.
Just tryna wrestle, I'ma show you what I do, If you come for Matt and Mari, I'ma come for you, Raw, WWE, they break it down for you, Steve Austin, Undertaker, bring it into you. Round one, round two, what y'all finna do? Round one, round two, Wrestling Kickback new. We the best podcast, come and give a view. Champion just like I'm Sasha, you know that is true.